All right, gentlemen, now we take the next step. A little bit more complicated, excuse me, but bear with me and you should be okay. What we're about to do now is write formulas for ionic compounds. And simply put, what we do is we write down the ions and then we do what we call the crisscross. So one thing you must remember is the charges, oxidation numbers of all the ions in any compound, the whole thing has to equal 0. For example, if we look at sulfide here, it's gaining 2 electrons, which is what the 2 negative tells us. Sodium gives up 1 electron. So if sodium only gives up 1 electron, sulfide is short 1. So what indeed has to happen is we need 2 sodium ions to bond with sulfide to make sodium sulfide. We have 2 electrons from 2 sodiums, basically, so that's what it is. It's 2 sodiums, each giving 1 electron to sodium to give us the formula Na2S. Now, what the crisscross means, very simply, is that sodium is placed first, sulfide is placed second, and whatever the plus stands for here goes here. That's a 1. The -2, the 2 goes here, so the formula is Na2S. We don't put the 1, it is understood. If I just write Na2S, it's understood that there is 1 sulfide and 2 sodium. So Na2S, that's how the crisscross method works. Now this is a little bit different one here. We've got calcium, which is a +2, which means it gives up 2 electrons. We have nitrate here, but it only gains 1 electron. So we need 2 calcium or 2 nitrates to pick up both of the electrons from the calcium. So when we write the equation, we write the calcium first, as we've done here. Then we do the nitrate second. And we need a 2 after it, but because we have 2 of the nitrates, we have to put a parentheses around it and then subscript a 2 after it. If we don't do that, it's going to look like this. It's going to look like NO3, 2, which means it's going to be 1 nitrogen and 32 oxygens. And that just that's not what's going on there. Instead, what we have is 1 nitrate group. Again, the pen is not working so well. And to show that we have 2, we put parentheses around it, and then we write a subscript 2. So calcium nitrate, CaNO3, 2. And again, you must put the parentheses around the nitrate to show that we have 2 nitrate polyatomic ions bonding with 1 calcium. Now in titanium 4 oxide here, titanium has a +4, oxygen a -2, 2 titaniums, 4 oxygens. But we know that with the 2 and the 4 there, we can simplify the subscripts. We can divide the 2 and the 4 each by 2 to give us 1 titanium and 2 oxygen. This is called the empirical formula, by the way. And the empirical formula, boy, this is really terrible. I am sorry about that. Formula, wow. This is really bad. The empirical formula is the simplest whole number ratio between the 2 atoms or multiple atoms in a compound. So the empirical formula for TiO4 is TiO2. So in this case, we can divide the 2 and the 4 by 2 to give us the TiO2 formula. Capiche? Let's try a couple down below.